Knicks family, what's popping, man? And well, we seen it. James Harden, he had his Harden game. Harden game. He had his Garden game. I'm sorry. Sorry if that was low. James Harden had his Garden game, and the Knicks couldn't do anything about it. Although we did battle, we got to give it up for that. We battled. We fought. We tried to win it. We almost won it on a crazy blunder. Anyway, let's talk about it, man. James Harden, 61 points against the Knicks. Let's go. What's poppin', Knicks family? I'm glad you're here with me. Thank you for jumping on with me 11:30. I'm sorry I'm an hour late, but there's a good reason why I'm an hour late. Very good reason why I'm an hour late. Every year, nationwide, there's this thing called a point-in-time survey where people go out, programs usually organize it. People go out and they search for homeless families that live in their community. They write down, they get a count of how many homeless families in the community, and then they give them, food and blankets and clothes and things like that, so that they can stay warm. So I was out all night, not all night. I had a busy day, but I was out tonight, helping to track down some homeless people that's in the community. And, we had gift cards, and we had, all kinds of things to give them: gloves, hats, food, blankets, tents if they need tents. All right. So, we're tracking through woods, train tracks, all kinds of stuff, trying to find people so that we can know how many are in our community. And then what happens is, we report that to the powers that be, and then our community can get more money, to help serve those homeless individuals and families. So that's where I was, ladies and gentlemen, and that's the reason why we're getting this started an hour late. So, I was gonna, I did have a little video. I just couldn't get it queued up in time. I had a little video of just a story that one of the people that was out there told, because, we had teams and shifts of people, starting at 12 o'clock this afternoon. People would go out on 4-hour shifts. And there's people out there right now still, until midnight. But one lady, she came across a guy. I wasn't with her. She came across a guy in a laundromat. They went up to the guy in the laundromat. They seen him laying on some seats in the laundromat, and he was shaking a little bit, and he was unresponsive, but he was shaking, and it became very apparent that he overdosed. Now, I don't know what he overdosed on, but it became apparent that he overdosed. So of course the police were called, and the paramedics were called, and they were able to get that guy to the hospital. So hopefully, this program helped save a life. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's what it is. All right. If you get a chance to do it, if it happens in your community, and it does, you get a chance to do it, I would encourage you to go out and do it. It's an enlightening experience. It helps your community. It helps people that's in your community. So if you get a chance to do it next year, it'll be next year, you get a chance to do it. All right, do it. We got a chat building up. I got Nate in the chat. I got Wormo in the chat. And we're gonna talk about this game tonight.
It's good, Nate.
All right, we're gonna talk about this game tonight. James Harden, 61 points against the New York Knicks. He had his Harden game, and I have listen. I know the Knicks battled, right? I know the Knicks battled, and it was a good game. We almost pulled it out at the end. Obviously, we had blunders at the end, right? Thanks, folks. I see some of you guys say, good work. That's inspiring. And maybe on the next stream, I'll have a little clip of that so that you guys can, hear the story from that lady. But I thank you guys. But it bothers me, even though we had a good game and we played well. It bothers me that a player announces for all to hear that his intentions are to have a career game at the Garden tonight. Those were his intentions. And it bothers me that we let it happen. I get it. He's James Harden. You know, he's one of the top players we have in the league. It just bothers me that we're that kind of team, man. It really does. That a player can announce to the world that his intentions are to have a career game at the Garden, and he comes in and scores 61 points. Ties for the most points ever scored against the Knicks at the Garden. You know what I mean? That just bothers me, right? Like back in the day, James Harden would have been on his ass. He might have went home on a stretcher or something. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley, Pat Ewing, them guys, they wasn't having that. He wasn't coming into the Knicks. He wasn't coming into the Garden and dropping 61 on the Knicks after announcing it. You feel me? Right? No, I'm not mad that we lost the game. I just want to see some of that resistance. I just want to see us, and it's not just this team. It's been like this for years, obviously. But, you know, we got to have some pride on the Garden floor and some heart on the Garden floor. We got to have that, man. I think I might have more pride and heart to step on that Garden floor than some of these New York Knicks players. You know what I mean? Guys that's in the chat, I'm going to restart the chat for a minute because it's a little bit choppy. I don't know what it is, so I'm going to restart this. All right? I'm going to bring it back up and restart it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I may have more heart, want to defend the Garden floor more than what I've been seeing from these New York Knicks, man. I mean, we gotta stop these teams from making fools of us. Can we do it? Probably not, but we gotta stop these teams from making fools of us. You know what I'm saying? We can't continue to just be the laughing stock of the league. Hopefully it's coming soon, folks. You know, I pray that it is. I pray that it's coming soon and we're no longer going to be the laughing stock of the league, because I don't like that. I don't like it. That's just me, folks. That's how I am. I'm going to take this call real quick. All right. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping? Caller, you here? You there? Can you hear me? Maybe not. Maybe the caller couldn't get to me. You know, I'm having some system trouble right now, folks. You know, this is what I'm going to have to do because I'm having some system trouble. I think I'm going to have to shut down and come back on because my system is freezing up. I'm not sure if it's, I doubt that it's freezing up on your end, but I have a couple of things that's freezing up on my end. Maybe I'm not going to have to do it. I don't know. I'm going to see. Hopefully it cleans itself up. You know, my computer, when I'm away from my system gets mad at me when I'm away from the system. You know what I mean? And then it starts acting funny. You know, all this technology today, you know, does stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I've been away from the system for a couple of days. It probably needs to be, probably needs to be rebooted or something like that. You know, with some updates or something crazy. You know, but, you know, I'm having a few system problems. Anyway, James Harden dropped 61 on the New York Knicks. But I am encouraged. You know, I will say this. I'm not going to say that we just let him drop 61, though. I've seen, you know, we challenged him. Right? We challenged him a little bit. Made him work. I will say that. I think we made him work. All right, this is what I'm going to do, folks. I'm going to restart this. I apologize. I'm going to restart this because I think I got to reset my computer and get this thing back going. I will be right back in 2 minutes. Stay with me, folks. Stay with me.